At the end of a century, ravaged by violence, a society of perfect order will arise. Criminals will be frozen and reprogrammed in cryogenic prisons. Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man.
Welcome to the June and Harvey Shit Show.
I'm June.
And I'm Harvey.
And today I am super excited because we are actually watching one of my favorite movies.
Kind of excited too. I like this movie.
Yeah, this is, it's not a top fiver, but it is up there because I freaking love this movie. I've seen it many times, so it's going to be interesting talking shit through it, but we are going to watch.
It's going to be pretty easy to talk shit through either way.
But I'm so familiar with it.
Yeah.
So we are watching Demolition Man. You got it, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking fantastic movie. Just fantastic.
It is fantastic.
But I actually don't have any real connections from when this came out, which was, 1993?
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember watching it with Dad. Like, I have a vague recollection of Sandra Bullock, but that doesn't mean anything. And I wasn't actually reintroduced to it until probably around 10.
17.
2010-ish.
Ah.
And I watched it and fell in love.
And discovered how great of a movie it is.
And just discovered that it's like my favorite thing that's ever happened. So I could give you a shit rating right now, but I won't spoil that. Yes, no, maybe
Is it going to be a high shit
you betcha.
rating?
Super high.
Is it going to be a 15?
It might be an 11. I'm not going to lie.
That'd be I think that might be a little extreme.
You don't get to tell me what my shit rating is.
I feel like it should stay on the shit scale.
I mean, you also don't get to tell me where on the shit scale I have to be. This is the problem with DVDs. When they save where you're at and they're like, do you want to resume the movie?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I do not want to resume the movie from where I was watching it 3 months ago. Thank you.
Yeah, you put in a movie and it just starts playing in the middle of the movie. It's like, no, I haven't played this movie for a very long time.
Yeah.
Just start at the beginning,
please.
Why do you got to be a dick about it?
And it's so funny too that they have the ability to mark a place on a DVD and you watch it in different DVD players and different, because this is in the PlayStation. And the last time I watched it, I think was in the DVD player in my bedroom. But it still is like, nope, you were here. You will watch from here.
That
and
is actually kind of crazy.
It is, and I wonder how it marks that, how it knows.
How it knows.
But I've never been able to watch this movie from the beginning because I never watched it all the way through.
Well, so this will be a first time.
Well, actually, I haven't seen it from beginning to end in a really long time. I've seen parts of it. I see the first, 20 minutes occasionally, and the last 20 never.
Yeah, I actually don't know how this movie ends. I don't remember.
Lots of explosions and fighting.
I kind of assumed that much, but...
So in case there's anyone out there who doesn't know
I'm sure there's
this
a few.
movie and what it's about...
I feel like Dawn may not be familiar
I'll read
with
the
this
description after this opening sequence, once it goes into the credits, because the credits roll for a good minute. So we're starting out, the setting is Los Angeles in 1996. And it has fallen to shit.
Yeah, the Hollywood sign was on fire.
Yeah, as is a lot of a good portion of the city.
Yeah, the majority of the city.
There is, the city is basically... So, since we never mentioned this, though we once wanted to, tonight we are drinking Hazy Little Thing IPA from Sierra Nevada. And I'm drinking it because I was given several cans for free.
So there you go.
And I just dumped it on myself.
Spilled it all over your face.
I did. I'm still getting used to the microphone situation.
Yeah, you got to be a little careful around them.
Yeah. Harvey likes to deep throat them on occasion, but... and there he goes again. And we still don't have these marked who's is who's, so I'm probably just sucking in all sorts of germs here.
Yeah, I do have gonorrhea of the mouth.
Well, you did go swimming in the river.
Yep.
Or actually, I guess you didn't. I did, though.
I was in a pool and a hot tub.
There's definitely gonorrhea in the hot tub.
There's a lot of gonorrhea
That's
in the
what hot tubs are for. They're just petri dishes for gonorrhea. All right, so there's two pilots in a helicopter talking about just how bad Los Angeles is. And there's Sylvester Stallone. So yes, in case you're unaware, Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock,
Wesley Snipes.
Yes, and Wesley Snipes. Who originally they wanted Jackie Chan to play that role.
Wesley Snipes role?
Yes. But Jackie Chan was like, no, people are used to me being a hero. I don't want to be a villain.
That's kind of
He
fun.
would have been a terrible villain.
He would have been horrible.
He's way
in this
too
movie.
good guy.
Yeah, and I don't think that it would have worked out all that well.
No, it would have been awful.
For what, Jackie Chan does.
Yeah. Well, Wesley Snipes is apparently a very good martial artist as well.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
But
he insisted on doing his own stunts.
Is he Jackie Chan martial artist?
Well, they said that they had to ask him to slow down his movements because they were too quick.
Oh, really?
And so when they'd film, it would become a blur. So they had to slow him down. And I'm wasting all my facts before Wesley Snipes is even on screen.
Well, I was kind of hoping you would have a early scene factoid for us.
I don't,
No?
other than the fact that that's an awesome stunt.
And that he is dead.
Yeah, right. Sylvester Stallone just bungee jumped out of a helicopter to go into a building
That's on fire.
There's lots of dudes shooting at him. And he thinks, he knows that there are hostages in the building. So he's trying to rescue the hostages.
With a 9mm pistol. And that's it.
Yeah, he doesn't need much else. He's Sylvester Stallone.
I suppose. I think it still would have been a good idea to...
Oh.
Wow.
And that dude was wearing sunglasses inside at night. So no
he?
wonder he didn't see that elbow flying at his face.
Well, there's a lot of fire. It's kind of bright because of the fire.
I guess so, but why is there just flumes of fire?
Well, it's a burning building.
All right, so now we're finally getting Wesley, who is in a room with barrels full of gasoline.
We would assume.
Yeah, well, knowing what's about to happen next, I guess if I'd never seen it, I would wonder if they were water.
Yeah, because you always try and light fires with water.
Yeah, and you're super threatening if somebody walks into a room and you've made the floor just wet with water. You're like, haha, you're gonna slip.
Don't run too fast.
Don't run too fast. And I've also put out banana peels.
Oh,
and now it's a Benny Hill sketch.
Sylvester Stallone standing in the gasoline puddle.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking that through.
No, he didn't. Well, he's still not really thinking it through. He's like, oh, what's this smell of gasoline?
Yeah, lots. Yeah,
and like look around a bit, and be like, oh shit, I'm standing in a thing of gasoline, and
not only does this guy have cigarettes, he also has a blowtorch.
He has a fucking
blowtorch. As if the cigarettes are not threatening enough.
Well, they're not.
But so Simon Phoenix has taken a bunch of hostages, has them in the building, but he tells.
Okay, that would have ignited already.
And this is what doesn't make any fucking sense about this entire movie. God. I mean, not just this, but yeah. And Sylvester Stallone had no idea he was standing in gasoline.
Because the fumes of gasoline will ignite.
Right.
So being that close...
Well, and just the fact that he's standing in a puddle of gasoline doesn't recognize it. Like, gasoline is a very distinct smell. You smell if somebody spilled a little bit.
You can smell it from a
you.
distance. Like, it's not even like you have to be in the room.
And Simon Phoenix.
No.
God. Sylvester Stallone just stood there long enough for him to throw... Oops.
What? The fire attacked his hand and knocked the gun out of his hand.
Sylvester Stallone doesn't need it, though, so he leaps through the fiery inferno to beat on Simon Phoenix.
So, we're gonna throw it back to Mythbusters again. Mm-hmm. Cigarettes landing in gasoline won't cause a fire.
I think I remember you telling me that, but
I've told you about that. Yeah, no, it's not. It doesn't. It's not. There's not enough heat. It's too
right.
It needs an open flame.
And yeah, I mean, it would have been more dramatic if he'd thrown the blowtorch at him anyway.
I think it would have worked out a bit better for him. I mean, then the thing could have blown up and.
Okay, so Simon Phoenix told Sylvester Stallone that the hostages were out of the building. Sylvester Stallone did not start this fire.
Nope.
He did not fill the building with C4.
Nope.
He was told there were no hostages. Even if he knew that the hostages were there, what was he supposed to do?
Right.
And yet
the building
he's about to go down for this crime.
Fucking blowing up.
Yeah. There's nothing he could have done, but he is going to be arrested and go down for this crime, even though he had nothing to do with it.
Even though he's not the one
They sent him in to try to rescue them.
Yeah.
He was unsuccessful because Simon Phoenix is a complete maniac.
Exactly.
That's all that happened
And
here.
Simon Phoenix is the one who started all of this.
Yes, and the building was full of C4. What the fuck was he supposed to do about that shit anyways? But that's why they call him Demolition Man.
Oh, man.
You were not supposed to attempt to arrest Phoenix alone. That's why they're mad. And blow anything up.
They sent him in alone.
Exactly. Exactly. And he had nothing to do with the fact that he blew the place up. He can't be... Again, we've had this conversation before, but it's pretty simple. You are not in control of other people's behaviors.
No.
It's like in Spider-Man. Yes, he should have stopped the robber. It's not his fault that robber then went on to kill Uncle Ben.
Exactly.
Yes, it would have been nice to stop Phoenix before he blew up the building. It's not his fault he blew up the building.
No, he didn't have anything to do with it. He's not the one who blew it up himself.
So the firefighter just discovered the
20 to 30 bodies.
20 to 30 bodies. They got in there fast and realized that. Like, I feel like that building would take a minute to cool off before they could go in and find bodies.
Yeah. Like, I mean, at least some of the fire being put out.
Yeah, they're still I mean,
yeah.
It doesn't help that the entire city's on fire, so it's hard to tell the building fire
what
from
exactly
the
is
trash
on fire.
fires that is LA. Here we go. We're going to get some ball shots of Sylvester Stallone as they cryogenically freeze him.
Again, not his fault.
Not his fault, especially enough to such a severe sentence.
To put him in the same sentencing as Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a bit excessive.
So again, if anybody doesn't know, if you've never seen this movie, this is the future, 1996, you know.
By 3 years from when the movie was made.
Yeah. And instead of putting people in prison, well, this is the same thing, but they cryogenically freeze them. And while they're in there, they have like a program to rehabilitate them. So they get like a little extra special skill.
Yeah, so they can, once they get out, they
so
can
they're
do
being
something and make
rehabilitated.
money.
But there's going to be a problem with the system.
Oh, man. What? No.
Yes.
There's no problem.
There is.
The system works perfectly. There's no
Yeah,
issues.
there's not going to... Well, then the movie's over.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
So he's just going to go in there and the movie's just going to say the end.
So he gets 70 years.
Jesus. For nothing.
For nothing. For attempting
for
to
not
do
doing
his
anything
job.
wrong.
For the involuntary manslaughter of 30. Like, what
How
the
do you
hell is
get...
this justice system? Jesus.
How do you get 30 years for involuntary manslaughter? Jesus.
70 years for 30 involuntary manslaughters.
Jesus.
Eligible for parole in 2046.
Oh, so within
Jesse Ventura's in this movie?
I guess he is.
What? Who is he?
We're going to find out.
Huh. I don't recall that. They're putting Sylvester Stallone in the cryogenic pod in order to freeze him. And I read that Sylvester Stallone did not care for this portion of
He doesn't
filming.
look like he cares for it.
Yeah, he was like, it was terrifying.
He's very claustrophobic.
It was like 5 hours of terrifyingness.
What if he decides not to crouch down?
They probably force him down, and then you'd be frozen
Do they have
with
a stick that
and
they
then
just push
instead
at
of-
him?
Yeah,
Until he
it'd probably be
crouches down.
more aggressive than that. You know, probably the nice thing to do would be put somebody to sleep before you do this
Yeah,
to
but
them.
instead of
Because that is
that would
terrifying.
be pretty terrifying.
You're
yeah,
laying in this pod being filled with goo,
yeah,
and it's just gonna and you're like drowning.
yeah.
Yeah, put me to sleep at least.
For
You could
for
offer
real.
me that. Like, yes, I'm being sentenced for manslaughter, but you just said I was a good cop. Other than that, ugh.
Yeah, and then like that
Because you
want to
breathe,
yeah.
and you're gonna breathe that shit into your. Ugh. And do they just shoot it in there and
and then
freeze
it just
them up?
freezes right away? Seems like a very barbaric way of doing this.
Yeah, I mean,
For all the science involved, I feel like there should be a much better way of doing it.
honestly, and human beings obviously have no idea how to deal with trying to rehabilitate criminals. But this just seems like a step in the wrong direction.
Right.
Like, if you have the ability to just insert into someone's brain a rehabilitation program, why do they have to be frozen in order for you to do that? Why can't you rehabilitate them?
You're preserving them so that they...
I mean, and also, though,
survive.
wouldn't it be kind of nice, though? You're like, maybe just put me to sleep until the city's not on fire anymore so I can have a better... Like, if you weren't a criminal, you might be like, I might go commit a crime just so I could go to sleep until they put
right?
LA out.
Yeah.
Because the world he wakes up to is a functioning society.
Yeah, it's still existing.
It's got its problems,
not,
but it's a functioning
not on
society.
fire.
Yeah. So the description for this movie, I'm sure, is going to be pretty simple. A police officer is brought out of suspended animation in prison to pursue an old ultra-violent nemesis who is loose in a non-violent future society. That's about right.
It's good description.
6.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, again, IMDb gets everything a 6.
It really, really
If you don't
does.
get a 6, if you get anything below a 6, you're royally fucked.
Yeah, I can't imagine
If
what
you get
the movie
anything
has
above
to be.
it, you're doing very well.
Dennis Leary's also in it.
I saw that, yeah.
Benjamin Bratt. But really, Sandy and Sylvester and Wesley are the only ones we care about so much.
I mean, they're the...
Well, and what's his name? Rob Schneider's in it as well.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is he in this
He's
movie?
a cop. He doesn't have a huge role, but he's a cop that's around when they first show Lenina Huxley.
He doesn't show up in the credits. Or in the...
You'll see him, and then you go, oh, shit, yeah. I forgot about you.
Is that how I'm going to do it?
Oh, shit.
Did you know that Jack Black is in this movie?
I did know that Jack Black was in this movie, as a matter of fact. So here's Lenina Huxley. She's so cute in this movie.
She's very cute in this movie.
I want to say it's one of her very first ones, one of her earliest films.
Yeah, for sure.
But the way that they talk and the way that she talks is just so amusing. Because she is a cop who, again, they're in a very non-violent society. There's no violence. There's no crime. You're not allowed to curse. You're not allowed to eat spicy foods. But she's a cop, and all she wants is bad things to happen because she's bored.
Because she's never experienced them.
Right, and she's going to get plenty of opportunity coming up.
There's going to be lots of bad things happening.
Yeah. Dude, did they say what year this was?
2046?
No, because he's not eligible for parole until then, but he's getting out early.
They probably
he'll
did,
get out
but I did
early.
not notice.
That's lame. That's kind of important to know. Just
It's
because,
a little important
yeah,
anyways.
because how long? I just was wondering how long it took them to clean up L.A. Like the Hollywood sign was on fire, and now they have a completely functioning society. Everybody's got nice
and nobody's
cars.
violent.
Everybody's wearing robes.
People
Taco Bell is the only.
People stop having real sex.
Yep, no more sex. That's true. There's lawns and anti-graffiti devices. This graffiti machine just
Fucking-
popped out of the grass and said, "Life is hell, EF." And the sign just erased the graffiti. So what the fuck is the point of the graffiti
make
machine?
This crazy ass machine to be able to spray it like that, and then things just popping out of the ground all over the place.
Yeah, there is. So now a mirror has popped out of the ground. These are the underground... I don't remember what they call them. But there's a whole underground segment of people who are not happy with the way society turned out.
Yeah.
Because it's a dystopia. I guess, maybe it's not really, though. Because even the guys up on top are bad guys, but society...
It's functioning.
The idea of no violence is not a bad thing.
No, I think
you probably don't want to erase sex and spicy foods.
Right, there's
and
a lot
I don't want to use 3 seashells because I don't even understand what the fuck that's about.
I mean, there's a lot of things. Oh,
there he is.
Yeah.
I told you you'd say, "Oh my God."
I didn't say
You
that.
say,
at all.
"Lord bless."
I said, oh, there he is.
I wish you'd have said, "Lord bless."
Oh, Lord bless
Lordy me.
Lord bless my soul.
I've got
There's
the
Rob
vapors.
motherfucking Schneider.
Well, smack my ass and call me Betsy. Actually, please don't say that.
I don't want to. Oh, I recognize him.
Yeah, well, he was on...
He's a face guy.
He has a face. He's got hair also. I want to say he was on like ER. He was like an orderly.
He's been on a lot of different things.
I just picture him in Scrubs.
That's not... Yeah.
And here's their main boss man. So Huxley, does that name at all sound familiar to you? Aldous Huxley, does that name sound familiar to you?
No.
He wrote Brave New World, which is a book about a dystopian future in which just the same kind of idea where certain things are being suppressed for the, quote unquote the betterment of mankind. But it takes away your humanity essentially.
You stop being
because you just become.
if you take away sex, a lot of humanity is going to go away.
Well, yeah, you just take away the choice, the right to make those choices, whether they're bad for you or not. So they have little machines attached to pretty much every surface. So if you curse, the little machine spits out a ticket.
Gives you a ticket.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if there was one in your home?
That would fucking suck.
It's like,
man.
This shit show would get fined so much money, it wouldn't even be worth our time.
My life would be... I would not be able to live. I'd be put in one of those fucking...
just for cursing.
Yeah, just for cursing.
So Lenina on her wall has Lethal Weapon 3 poster.
Oh.
She has snakes in a can.
Yeah.
She has a samurai sword,
she longs,
Raiders helmet.
She longs for the past.
She longs for the past where it was more fun and more violent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why the snakes in the can came into that scenario, but why not?
They're
fun and violent.
They're violent.
They're cruel.
They're cruel.
Because somebody's like, oh, Pringles? Or
fuck yeah.
Peanuts?
Fuck yeah.
Give me that.
And no, a face full of fake snakes.
And then all
my
of a sudden you're like all embarrassed.
Yeah.
Your feelings are hurt.
And mad.
You're hungry.
And you're still hungry.
Because you didn't get the peanuts.
You didn't get the peanuts and you got snakes in your face.
Snakes in your face.
Fake snakes, but snakes nonetheless.
Yeah, very soft, springy, playful snakes.
Definitely not.
But still snakes.
Yeah.
No anaconda snakes.
No. No.
So,
29. Okay, so what's 29 plus 96?
Shit. That's math I can't do.
That's a lot of math.
While you do math, I'm going to talk about the fact that, so I don't have to do the math. Simon Phoenix has been awoken from cryo-freeze for his parole hearing.
It's 2022.
All right, perfect. Oh, so it's soon.
Yeah.
You know,
about 5 years.
About 5 years for us to become a non-violent society.
4 years.
We got to burn down first.
Yeah, we kind of missed that one.
I mean, there's still plenty of time.
I mean, yeah, but we still kind of missed it by 10.
So,
20
Phoenix
years.
is strapped to the chair. He says teddy bear, his shackles come off, and now he's kicking the fuck out of the guards.
Oh.
And he just stabbed that guard in the head with his, whatever his non-violent weapon. Yeah, because I'm sure they're...
I'm assuming it's a tranquilizer.
Something like that. And he's discovering that, oh my God, the one-liners that Wesley Snipes has in this movie are just wonderful things. Simon says, die. He's waking up to discover that while he was asleep, somebody's been implanting information and knowledge and passwords and what have you into his brain. So he just wakes up and knows how to play the system. He's
become very intelligent compared to what he already probably was. Maybe.
Yeah. And that combined with the lunacy equals him ripping out the warden's eye to use it on the retinal scan. That's ouchies.
Yeah, that would probably not be so fun.
In order to escape...
I am impressed that he was able to pull it out with...
Very cleanly with that little tiny prick pen thing. That's right, a prick pen.
A prick pen.
We all know about those prick pens. This is the best thing ever in this movie. 187. Just starts blaring through the system. 187, 187. But nobody knows what it is. Because it's
never
no
happened.
Violence. So they're like, oh shit.
What's a 187?
What's a 187? And what is it?
Murder.
Death. Kill. Murder, death, kill.
Murder, death,
MDK.
kill.
It's not just murder. It's murder, death, kill. Which is just no other reason why this movie is wonderful.
The last time somebody did that was September 25th, 2010.
So there's been, what year is it? 22?
Yeah.
So 12 years since the last MDK.
That's pretty intense.
That's not bad. And there's a lot of MDKs. He has left quite the
body count.
Oh my God. Yes.
That guy's not dead yet.
No, but he's got no eyeball, and nobody's going to help him.
No, they're just going to stare at the screen and go, "Oh, he's dying.
His condition is critical, imminent death.
Let's just
watch him die. Oh, now he's dead.
Oh,
and now it gets a code,
and we all have to
know exactly what it is.
We all have to put our hands over our mouths
and look very concerned, and yet still do nothing.
Is that guy vomiting?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh wait,
yeah.
August.
It's Rob Schneider.
Somebody died August 2032, so it can't be 2022.
Wait, what?
I don't know, man.
Okay. Well, 29 years from 1996.
I thought you said 26.
29.
Either way, that's not enough. 4 is still only 26 in 2026.
I don't know.
I don't know. They said something about 2032, so...
All right. Either way, they've been frozen for 29 years.
Okay.
And it's taken 29 years to get LA back on its feet.
All right.
Right?
But, yeah.
Even though we will never know what year it is.
No, we're never going to get to know.
Rob Schneider and Sandra Bullock became friends on the set of this movie. Oh. And this was before Speed.
Okay.
So she was telling him about this bus movie that she was about to make. And he's like, I don't know. That probably sounds like a flop. I wouldn't do it if I were you. And that movie went on to become Speed, as we know it. He was trying to sabotage her career.
He was. little did he know he sabotaged his own
By
career
existing.
by just being Rob Schneider.
By being Rob Schneider and being the worst. So they're finding out what a horrible human being Simon Phoenix is.
Yeah, because he just keeps killing people.
Yeah, he's many 187s.
He just keeps doing an MDK like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Maybe they should like go do something about it.
I think that, yeah.
Instead of just staring at the computer constantly telling them that.
I mean, I guess they don't have any idea. I like that the first option for dealing with a 187 is to assign a coroner. Not deal with the problem, but let's assign a coroner.
Let's get somebody to deal with the dead bodies real quick.
But they have no idea. Oh my god. There's this. Oh my god. I love this movie so much. Just the way that they talk. Is the doctor's conveyance still in the parking garage? I don't think they know what to do because they've never dealt with
it's been
any crime, let
come
alone.
On, how fucking old are these? I mean, yes, it's been 12 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, some of these people have been alive. You know, they were in their 20s, 30s in the 90s.
Right.
Like,
I think
it's not like this is like super unprecedented to a lot of these people, especially that old dude right there.
Yeah.
Like, he was around
when
during
the
some of
shit
the
was
worst
going down.
times.
Right.
Like, I feel like he, of all the people in the room, should know. Oh my god,
Yeah.
should know exactly what to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, they obviously do not, regardless of whether they should or shouldn't.
Yeah.
They don't, because they're going to approach Simon Phoenix with extreme assertiveness.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work. But really, ultimately, even if you don't know what to do, there's still a lot more of you than there are of him.
Right.
So send a bunch of you.
Yeah. Just, I mean, yeah.
Instead of sending two guys that are like, meh.
We have a tranquilizer.
Simon Phoenix has pulled up to the CompuChat. This guy was feeling depressed, and he told the computer that, and the computer told him that he fills people with lots of joy feelings.
That's nice. I don't know that would make me feel less depressed, though.
I mean, it would make me smile at least. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I feel people with joy feelings.
You
Actually,
look great today.
If I was really in a bad mood, that'd probably piss me off.
Yeah.
If somebody told me I feel, I don't know.
You make other people feel joy.
Yeah, I'd be like, I had joy feelings?
God damn it. No, I fucking don't. Give me something new, dude.
What happened?
The computer. I'm talking to the computer.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I missed something. Simon Phoenix has hacked into the CompuChat, and he's able to access all the information, including Dennis Leary's headshot for whatever reason. Like, that's definitely his, I'm trying to get a job, I'm an actor headshot.
Right.
That's in the computer. And
Okay.
And Simon Phoenix is seeing skulls in Edgar Friendly's eyes.
And it's telling him to murder, death, kill.
The cops have pulled up to find Simon Phoenix at the CompuChat. Thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called. And there's actually, I thought there was only going to be like two of them pulling up, but there are actually 5 or 6 cops.
6 of them, yeah.
And their demands are to...
He's basically just got to give up, right?
Yep, just lay down.
That's it.
And
the maniac.
The cop
responded scornfully? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he's upset that the maniac responded scornfully. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, I thought this would work. It's hurting my feelings.
Or else what?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to say that to him. He doesn't...
No. He doesn't look like somebody who would just be like, okay, I'm going to lay down. Because you said or else.
So he's activating the anti-graffiti system within the CompuChat?
Somehow.
Yeah, I don't know why this computer would be
able to
connected to the
that.
entire city and all of its everything.
Oh.
The anti-graffiti is a very aggressive program.
Right?
Dude was just standing next to the wall and all of these shocky sticks came out.
So the warning for everybody is not to stand next to the anti-graffiti wall while it's anti-graffiti.
Yeah. Well, it's
because you will be murdered instantly.
Yeah. I think it wanted to not do it, but he overrode the computer.
Oh, it knew somebody was there.
Yeah,
so
the computer was like, but there's
to.
a human. And he overrode it. And now
Kia.
Wow. That is...
That was
just
not
kicked
real
through the
glass.
windshield, and it shattered into large shards of glass. And I'm hoping that in this alternate future they knew about not having glass do that in your car.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, it's not.
He kind of gave him a little light kick into a smaller wall, and he just completely got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot from Simon
No.
Phoenix to.
Well, I guess if you're not used to fighting or being tough at
yeah,
all,
for sure. And Simon Phoenix
Again,
is
though,
very proficient.
these people, all of them are at least in their 30s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that they were born in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like the world is complete. Like, how long has the world been this way?
Well,
for them to be completely like inept to any kind of violence at all.
but if you figure they're in their 20s, I mean, like Huxley, I think she's like supposed to be like 29 or something like that. So she was born like right when he went into freeze.
Right.
If you have no and how did they make society nonviolent?
Yeah.
That means they eradicated any. You're not seeing even violent things on television or anything.
Right.
So you have to eradicate it completely. So if you grew up in complete absence of violence, you wouldn't have any idea what to do in the face of violence, I suppose.
I guess that's true.
But yeah, the older dude,
Yeah.
for sure, because the black guy
Yeah.
that was talking to her knows what's Sylvester Stallone's character's name? Well, why can't
Demolition Man?
No, but his
Oh,
they
I don't
call
know.
him Demolition Man.
I have no idea what his actual...
I know it if I saw it, but I can't think of it right now. Plays John Spartan, duh. But he works with John Spartan, so he's definitely old
Right.
enough to.
Yeah.
But he's also old, so he can't do anything.
But he would know what to do.
Apparently not.
You would
because
think he would know what to do.
They're not doing well.
So, Mel Brooks here? Am I getting that right? I fucked that one up, didn't I?
Yeah, but we'll go with
I
it.
like
Let's just
Mel
go
Brooks.
with it. No,
It's
I like it
definitely-
too. Especially because I don't know what this guy's name is in the movie. No, let's leave it. It's
All right,
perfectly
Mel Brooks
fine.
here is talking to a bunch of... He's having a conference call, say it.
Yeah.
Where everybody's name is on the screen. I don't even know what he's talking about.
He's talking about Edgar Friendly, who is the head of the underground resistance
Gotcha.
group.
So he's trying to figure
'Cause
out...
that's
Oh,
his
is he
whole-
like
that's
the
the whole
president or
thing.
something or whatever?
Yeah, whatever
Mayor,
they're...
ruler, whatever they want to call him.
I think he's one of like the founders of this modern society.
Gotcha.
And I think that's why he wakes up Simon Phoenix is to assassinate Friendly. Because he's a radical and he's dangerous to their way of living.
And that's the only way that he can do it, because nobody else can do it.
I think so, yes.
Even though, again, these people obviously lived in a time where there was lots
You're
of violence.
gonna just have to get past that, I think.
I don't know how
you're
well
just
I
gonna have to accept that and move
really
on.
don't know that I can.
Yeah, it's apparent at this point that
Because
you're having
Mel
trouble with
Brooks
that.
has definitely lived in a time before.
But that's why he wants to protect this society. That's what he's saying. So, yeah, and I think that's what the whole plot is. Being as how many times I've seen this movie, you'd think that I would
you don't
be able
actually
to,
know the plot.
You'd think I'd be able to tell you better. I'm just greatly amused by this movie. I don't even know that I really know the plot so much. Baldy here has a picture of himself on the wall behind him, and that's weird.
He's got a bit of
Yeah, so how was the Fiendish Phoenix? So they're discussing how they're going,
Phoenix.
discussing what they're going to do and how they're going to stop Simon Phoenix.
Oh, what's the one man? The one cop?
John Spartan, of
Oh.
course.
I've heard of him.
He's talking
Because of one thing?
like he's so old and he's sitting on his porch. They called him Demolition Man. And now
Usually-
they're watching video files of John Spartan just kicking the shit out of bad guys.
Are you sure this is real life?
And Huxley is already wet. So wet for him right now. So wet. If all the 187s didn't do it for her, watching John Spartan in action is definitely.
Well, see, because he's not a murderer. He's just
Yeah,
kicking ass and taking.
This is a great part too. John Spartan just saved this little girl, and the reporter comes up and she says, "Was destroying a $25,000 building worth it for the life of this little girl?" And the little girl looks at her and says, "Fuck you, lady." I love it.
Yeah, because
In
he's been
40 years.
frozen.
So now it's been
Okay,
40
so it's
years.
been 40 years from 96.
Wait, what? Well, then why
I
did
don't
they
fucking
say
know, man.
they said something about 29 years? Though,
I
for
don't
sure.
fucking
Oh, that's
know.
gonna give me a seizure. All right, so the timeline is somewhere between 1922 and 1940 something.
We're gonna say 2036.
Okay.
Because that's 40
Perfect.
years, right?
Let's do it.
Okay.
1936.
Okay.
2036.
Yeah. 1936.
Yeah.
We went back in time.
We're just going. It doesn't really matter at this point. Let's just
We don't
jump
know
all over
what
the
year
fucking
we're
time.
in
Nope.
right now.
We have no idea what's happening. So they've decided that in order to stop Simon Phoenix, they have to unfreeze John Spartan, who is frozen in just the most terrified position that a person could be in.
Right.
It's very sad, actually. And it would be so disconcerting to be unfrozen.
I would imagine everybody is in some form of a terrified position.
It's very possible.
Oh, shit. And that's how they cut him out?
Yeah, that
My
seems
God, that seems like
dangerous.
a bad thing.
Yeah, and it would
Like
be
if-
so weird, too, because you would be unfrozen and it would still feel like
You would just
you had
happen.
just gone to
Yeah.
sleep or whatever.
Right.
Except for that he does talk about how he was aware through it. Like he knew what was going on.
Well, that would be even more terrifying.
God. How would you wake up and be anything but a raving lunatic?
Seriously.
But how would they also not know that? Like somebody had to have been unfrozen before this guy. Because they were waking people up for parole hearings, apparently.
Yeah.
If they woke up. And how did Phoenix get a parole hearing before John Spartan? And Phoenix is
For
actually
real.
the one that murdered all those people. That makes no sense.
Well, that's because Spartan was, he should have saved the 30 people inside of that building.
Yeah. That he didn't know were there and he had no...
Well, yeah. And, I mean, he should have stopped all the bombs and not gone in by himself, even though they dropped him off.
And even if he had gone in with 20 other guys, it would have been the same result.
No, they would have stopped everyone.
Oh.
Because he broke protocol.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's very sleepy.
I
He's a little slow to waking.
think that would be fair.
Oh,
Okay.
19,
Whoa,
yes.
we found it.
Woo!
I'm so,
Thank God she
I'm
told
so
us.
excited. I know what year it is.
2032. How long have I been under?
Well, it's
36
I was going to
years.
say, well, it's 2032. So
I know, but I wanted them to just tell me
Yeah.
so then we know exactly where we're at.
it's fair. I'm bad at math. I wouldn't have been able to figure that out anyway.
Yeah. So he asked about his wife.
She
died in 2010.
Her life was extinguished.
Yes.
In
Her
2010.
life light was extinguished, I think is what it said.
Life light.
They had the big one was in 2010. So
Ooh.
so far we're doing good in
Yeah.
not tracking on the Demolition Man timeline.
No.
LA was not on fire in 1996, with the exception probably of some rioting. And haven't had the big one yet. So they're explaining to John Spartan why they woke him up and all of the terrible things that Simon Phoenix has done. And they're explaining to him how boring society is now, that it's non-violent. There have been
San
no
Angeles.
deaths of unnatural causes in... Oh, that's right. It's called San Angeles now. In 16 years.
So LA and San Diego merged together.
Probably in
And
the big
became-
one that
yeah.
just the state folded.
Right.
And they
yeah.
just kind of... just meh.
California's a third the size it used to be.
Yeah, it's just folded. He's asking for a cigarette. I don't think he's going to get that request.
Smoking is not good for you.
Anything not good for you is bad, hence illegal. Alcohol, caffeine, contact sports, meat, and cursing. Sandra Bullock's reaction to that curse word was my favorite thing that's ever happened.
The hell is that?
He's getting lots of fines for cursing. Chocolate, gasoline, uneducational toys, and spicy food.
Abortion
is illegal, so,
so
is
is pregnancy if you don't have a
license. Give the man a minute to
Seriously.
acclimate to what's happening to him.
He's been frozen for 36 years.
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out what's going on.
Give him a fucking break, man.
You just told him that all of the things that make life fun
Yeah.
are illegal.
Exactly.
So he's going to need a moment to process.
He's
about to go take a shit and really realize that things are not doing well.
And you're also telling him to actually stop somebody who's murdering people. So
Right.
what do you expect to get?
And what do you want from me? And you froze me for no good goddamn reason because I didn't do anything wrong.
We're not actually fucking murdering.
God damn it. Any new Inforama?
Damn, dude.
There is nothing Lindy not
Apparently,
say.
the whole English language has also been revamped.
I mean, we're really on the way there with some of the shit
That's true.
the way that we change things for texting and stuff like that. I think that they don't like to touch each other.
Yeah, they're not
all.
supposed to touch at all. Because Rob Schneider and the dude did a high five thing.
Yeah, where they just rub the air.
Yeah.
So,
You're out of toilet paper.
oh my god.
Toilet paper?
And they think this is hilarious that us, use wadded paper
Back
to
in the
wipe our
20th
asses.
century. It was 30 fucking years ago.
Right. And also, their solution is 3 seashells.
Yeah. What, to scoop it out of your ass? Is
Right,
that what they're trying
right,
to do?
Right. Exactly. Like what?
I'm going to go ahead and say that's not going to work.
Well, why do you have... Okay.
And why 3?
Yeah. Why 3? I read something earlier that maybe one of the writers or the director or somebody said you use 2 as sort of chopsticks to like pull out.
What the fuck are you doing with your shit, man?
Honestly, that's what I was thinking. And then you use the third one to like clean up whatever's left over. I'm like, first of all, what is wrong with your body that you are needing to clamp down on the poop and give it a yank?
And in case you're wondering, you're supposed to be able to push the whole thing out.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
You don't need to grab it. You're not a
No.
fucking dog here.
No.
You're not supposed to grab it.
Even my dog doesn't
and
need me to
pull
do
it
that.
out of your asshole.
Yeah, and that's just highly disturbing.
You have something wrong with you if that's what you have to do.
And then to use another shell to scrape, first of all, is not
I
going
don't
to
wanna
clean up
scrape
anything, and it
anything.
sounds extremely painful.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just a hilarious choice. So Spartan went to the wall and just cursed at the box until it gave him enough paper to wipe his ass.
No, that would have been a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I
but
would have
that
done the
paper-
same fucking
I mean,
thing.
that paper looks awful, but it's got to be better than a seashell.
It's got to be a lot better
It was
than
really
a seashell.
stiff, stiff and shiny paper. Yeah, I don't.
But it's not hard and
Well, and okay, so fine. So for shitting purposes, but like as a girl that needs to use toilet paper regularly,
Right.
What?
how are you supposed to?
I am not.
How is
no.
the clamshell supposed to work for that
It's
front?
not. That's oh my good thing. I mean, maybe that's why they outlawed sex because everybody's junk is so
Everybody's
fucking,
got fucking gonorrhea.
Yeah, and they've all got infections from scraping
they've all
themselves,
got
sharing
UTI.
seashells in the bathrooms, and they've all got I don't even know staph infections
Right.
probably.
Serious.
Maybe their genitals have rotted off from using 3 seashells.
That's why it's not that they can't have sex. It's that they're just
it's not that they're not allowed. It's that
incapable.
they literally, physically cannot. We've solved their entire situation.
Okay, again, it's only been 30 years. He literally just recognized somebody else in the room with him.
Right.
Neanderthal is not exactly. In fact, I think both of you are about the same age.
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
you might actually be older than him.
and they froze him. They had him frozen for 70 years. They could have just made it go to the point where there's nobody alive that was around when he was around.
Right.
So it was far. The distance was far
They
enough
should
that you're
have-
like, okay,
yeah,
like
no,
people have literally never seen.
Yeah, they should have just gone far enough in the future where it was like have him get frozen late or something like that. You know, I don't know. Fucking anything, man.
All right, so they're talking about what Simon Phoenix's next move might be, and they're talking about him finding weapons, and the head guy, the captain, I guess, of the police force, Baldy, says, well, the only place you're going to find something like that is in a museum, and they all went, uh-oh.
Is that where Phoenix is gonna go?
And maybe Phoenix is currently standing in a museum.
Oh,
Perhaps.
Oh, look,
be.
L.A. on fire.
What a surprise. So
Oh,
this
but
museum is basically showing how terrible the world...
Hall of Violence.
Yeah, how terrible the world once was.
What is
'cause we had...
violent about that fucking photo? There were 2 people standing in front of graffiti.
I think it was just talking about because it said revolution.
Oh, so that's violent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically revolutions tend to be pretty violent.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm getting into the car. And Spartan's like, I'm the man, I'll drive the car. Oh, I don't know how to fucking drive your car. Because there's so many screens.
And it's gotta conform to him.
Yep.
And he's confused by it, so he gets out.
So they're going to play some oldies for him. And the music now, or the oldies music, the only music that survives
The music that they...
is jingles and commercials.
That's horrible.
So now they're singing Armor Hot Dogs.
Even kids with chickenpox love hot
dogs.
Yeah, that would drive me fucking insane too.
Simon Phoenix is in the museum, and he's found the old
armory.
I guess so. The
Museum of
Weapons throughout the years. And I've always thought it's funny that, sure, these are in a museum, okay, but why are they still functional?
Yeah, that's...
Oh.
Well, that didn't work.
He tried to punch his way into the...
Motherfucker, how come he didn't get a ticket?
Yeah, right?
I think they should have added in a little thing next to him that spat out a ticket.
Because he does nothing but curse. What seems to be your boggle? One of the attendants at the museum came in and asked him what his boggle is, even though he's obviously a very unstable individual who's trying to kick his way into a gun. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Oh, and he was then used to break into the gun.
He said, "How much do you weigh?" And
like that mattered. He was it
didn't matter how much he was going to weigh.
Did we miss the super racist thing he does? I think we did. Simon Phoenix walks by the Asian fellow. And he goes, chung chung ching chung chung.
Did we miss that?
We missed it. We must have,
man.
because it had to have been before he got the guns. Yeah, so Simon is finding whatever weapons he could possibly have. And they're loaded. And there's lots of ammunition. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because guns are very easy to make them not shootable.
Yeah.
You don't have to do much. The integrity of the weapon is still there. You just have to remove a bolt. And then all of a sudden it doesn't fire.
It doesn't fire at all.
But they had confidence in their society, I suppose.
That nobody was going to do something like this.
Yeah.
The battery's stored around here,
it
motherfucker.
Happened. He said motherfucker, and you can hear the buzzing in the background. So he's talking about a battery for this big old high-tech weapon. And the magnetic accelerator. Oh, and it'll achieve fusion in 2.6 minutes, so a weapon that is that capable is still armed and ready to go. You just have to turn it on, apparently.
So it's what, like a mini nuke?
It sounds like it, yeah.
That's kind of what that's what I'm hearing.
And here comes more stuff out of the grass, out of the lawn, which is the way that the underground rebels see what's happening topside. And he just said Rambo. Yep. I read earlier that when they released this movie in some other country, they called it like Rambo 5 or something like that, because Rambo had been so popular that even though this has nothing to do with Rambo, but everybody loved Rambo, so they're like, well, Sylvester Stallone's in it, so just call it Rambo and people will come watch it. They gave
Sylvester Stallone what, like some kind of a knocking out tool, I guess. Yeah. And he touched it to some random ass dude and knocked him out
to practice.
And they weren't like mad at him for doing that.
No,
like
they
it was
just
okay.
dropped the dude and walked away from him.
Like, okay, whatever.
Simon Phoenix is trapped in the armory.
Seems like a good place for somebody to be stuck in with a bunch of fucking weapons.
With all of the weapons that work so well and all of the ammunition. I mean, there's even cannons in there, and I'm sure that they work just fine.
Yeah, because old ass cannons just work like that.
John Spartan is not pleased that his only weapon is this little knocky Audi stick. Oops.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what just happened, but it was not good. Now we get finally the first confrontation between Phoenix and Spartan. Oh, that's what happened. He shot the cannonball into the glass door to break it.
Oh.
So they are completely functioning, those cannons. I don't even think that those
Where did
cannons...
he get a cannonball?
I mean, well, there's probably a pile of them and all the gunpowder you need, because this armory is fully ready for you to just...
Simon says bleed. They had to have named him that name just for that.
Just for those lines. Yeah. I guess at this point we could mention the way Simon Phoenix is dressed. He has bleached blonde hair. He's wearing a mesh orange shirt and overalls.
It's a very good outfit.
It is ridiculous. He's kind of dressed like Chucky. A little bit. A little bit like Chucky. Yeah, because he was frozen in that little clear jumpsuit thing. And when he escaped, he was in that clear jumpsuit thing. They didn't show him getting clothes, and I guess it's not super important to the plot.
Yeah,
but I still would have liked to see where he went and got those clothes from.
No, he just went up. They just hung up his old clothes.
Right,
and he just went over and grabbed them real quick.
Well, I mean, I guess when you go to jail, they do take your personal belongings and store them for you until you get out. So he's such a badass. He's like, please make sure my overalls and my mesh shirt are waiting for me.
These are all my belongings.
These are my personal belongings. I'm very attached to these overalls. They fit me just right.
In this mesh shirt.
In this mesh fucking shirt. They're having quite the shootout at the moment. And now his magnetic accelerator is ready to go. Here we go. Let's see what it does.
Even improved. Where?
It's going to fuck some shit up.
Okay.
Well,
this is the other problem I have.
all right.
They've made this gun, which
Yes.
is obviously a futuristic gun to him.
Yes.
However, there hasn't been violence for close to 20 years.
Right.
At this point.
Yeah.
So this weapon was made in the mid 2000s then?
Yep.
I would assume.
Probably.
So how does nobody know how to deal with this guy?
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's no movie if they do.
Yeah. That just advanced the fucking time.
So John Spartan is beating Simon Phoenix up with a television.
Yeah.
He has picked it up by the cord and he's swinging it around his head. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, so the stick that John Spartan has delivers an electric shock. And Simon Phoenix was standing in some water. John Spartan electrocuted him. He's fine. He's fine now.
No problems. Why wouldn't you do it again?
He's going to shoot the magnetic accelerator again. They have fallen through the floor of the museum into some sort of underground representation of the way the city used to be, I guess. Maybe before or maybe after the earthquake that was left over, so they just covered it with glass so you could see the way it used to look.
See that.
Boy, that's an ugly car.
That is a very ugly
What
car.
is that, a Mercedes?
I want to say it's a Cadillac.
It's a god awful. My goodness. So here's
Hooligans.
the presidentish fellow again.
The ruler.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call him.
And he's walking up to, I don't know, do something. And there's Simon Phoenix. And Simon Phoenix was just about to shoot him for some reason. I think that he can't hurt him, though, because he's been programmed not to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because this is the guy that woke him up. And all of those weapons, he just took a little tiny duffel. Well, the good thing there was a duffel bag for him to carry those weapons out, too.
I mean, they put all the things in the museum. This is a duffel bag that people used to carry weapons with.
Yeah. If you would like to take any of these weapons, you can put them into this duffel bag. Why isn't that convenient? Simon Phoenix wants nothing more than to shoot this guy. I literally have no idea what this fellow's name is. But he cannot do it.
It's Mel Brooks.
It's Mel Brooks. Yeah, oh, that's right. He wants to shoot Mel Brooks.
Wow, all these cars are ugly.
They really are. I love the idea that in the
Saved by the
future, you just take a car, but you just round all the edges. So they just look bubbly.
That's
then
what the future
therefore
is.
in the future is bubble cars. Like the Jetsons.
Is this the one where they get in an accident and all the shit surrounds them? Yeah.
Well, it fills with like a
foam or whatever.
What is that guy carrying around with him? So Mel Brooks has a little assistant fellow, and it's the guy. The only other thing I know him from is Beetlejuice. He was the interior decorator in Beetlejuice, and he's carrying around this thing that looks like a tiny gong. And I was just wondering what it was.
It's a gong.
So Sandra Bullock just said you finally matched his meat.
What happened? Oh, he said. Okay, she said he licked his ass. Okay.
He licked his ass and matched his meat. It's a little confused.
She does not know how to use those words. She is trying. Give her that.
So the police are talking to Mel Brooks.
What is that little gong
I don't know.
thing?
Is it like a purse?
Maybe it's a purse.
It's like a speaker?
It's got to be some kind of a handbag.
I guess. The way he's clutching it, he's definitely clutching it like a woman would clutch her purse.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks is inviting John Spartan and Lenina Huxley to dinner at Taco Bell. Which I love. It doesn't strike him as odd at all in that moment. He's like, yes, I would love to eat dinner with you.
At Taco Bell.
At Taco Bell. Oh, here we go. Now he's asking Taco Bell.
Wait a minute, Taco Bell.
Okay.
I guess.
I wonder how much this movie made Taco Bell what it is today. Like, seriously.
Right?
Because I vaguely remember Taco Bells in the 90s, but there weren't very many of them. No. They were pretty random. but now they're everywhere.
Yeah, Taco Bell is like
And I just wonder how
McDonald's.
recognizable they became after this. Because talk about the best advertisement product placement in a movie ever.
For real.
Ever.
It becomes the main source of restaurant.
It won all the restaurant wars.
Yeah.
It won the restaurant wars. Even though the Taco Bell in this movie is nothing like an actual Taco Bell. It's all fancy and fancy food.
But it's the only restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to up your food if you.
But would you if you were the only restaurant? You could serve anything you want to.
Because that's true.
If
You
it's
could
the
kind of
only
serve
restaurant.
anything. Yeah. Is that an airport?
I was just about to ask that. I guess so.
Why are they driving by a airport?
But they showed it to us for so long, like it was important. And I was trying to remember. I'm like, is there an airport in this movie? Oh, they're driving by the library.
Oh,
the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library.
He was president.
This is also a good joke.
It is actually.
Yeah, so in this future, there's an amendment that allows someone who's not born in America to become president.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger was the president.
Yeah, and he was
Because
governor.
of it.
Well, and he was governor of California not long after this movie too. Well,
Exactly.
I mean, several years after this movie.
Not too much further. 10 years.
So Simon Phoenix has found a manhole cover, which leads into the. Wait, what?
What kind of biscuits and gravy are you eating, dude?
He opens up this like sewer manhole cover thing, which leads to the underground. He opens up and says, "I love that smell. It reminds me of biscuits and gravy." I don't know what that means.
I don't think that he's eating the kind of biscuits and gravy that we're all accustomed to.
I guess not. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to feel about that. Yeah, so Taco Bell is the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars. That's what it was.
So now all restaurants are Taco
Bells. Of course they are. Why not?
Of course. Oh, there's the old Taco Bell logo that's updated for 2032.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what it looked like before this movie, though. I think they changed it for this movie, and then it changed
for the rest of its life.
Yeah, no, I really did, because it used to be like red and yellow and like green, if I remember correctly. And then they did it for this, and then I think they changed it. So here they are in Taco Bell.
Here comes the fucking Neanderthal, except, oh my God.
Again, I think you're just going to have to move past that.
I don't know that I can.
I think you're going to have to.
That old guy is easily...
Well, most of the people at this table.
Fucking A, man.
So those are like little tiny taco-ish.
Yeah. They're pieces of tortilla with
like corn on them.
And some sauce.
Yeah, it didn't look very yummy.
No.
But what are you going to do? It's the only restaurant.
How come he was the only one who seems to have gotten this tiny little plate of
food?
Food.
Oh, Associate Bob. That's the name of the random fellow that had
following Mel Brooks around.
So the dress that she's wearing is made out of all those gems that you see. It weighed 40 pounds. Did you hear what I said?
No.
The dress that she's wearing weighs 40 pounds.
Jesus.
So there's going to be a scene when the shooting begins where the seams are going to tear because the dress is too heavy. And you'll see her kind of put her arms down at her sides to kind of be like, oh shit, but we've got to keep filming, but my dress is about to rip off of my body.
Why does it weigh so much?
Because it just made it of all those gem things.
That's...
too many of them.
Yeah.
That's got to be highly uncomfortable to wear a dress that weighs 40 pounds.
Yeah.
So they're explaining to John Spartan why this society is better than
the one he was with.
The one that he lived in. I think it started because he wanted salt, and they were like, no salt.
Yeah, they can't have salt because that's illegal, because that's bad for you. Except salt is not necessarily bad for you. It's just much like anything else.
It's a source of iodine, and we need that.
Exactly. And if you have too much of anything, it's bad for you.
Right.
But salt is not bad for you necessarily.
It's funny because I wonder if those are the sorts of points that they're trying to
touch on.
Like, yes, the things that we do as humans are bad for us, but who should make the rules to tell us what we can and can't do?
And yeah.
Because
if you don't want to
make our
have
own.
it, then you shouldn't have to have it. But you
Yeah.
shouldn't have to have somebody tell you you can't have it.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't go to jail or be fined because you want to have it,
Right.
kind of a thing.
John Spartan is telling them, that he was conscious during the time that he was frozen, and they don't believe him. They think he's full of shit. And
'Cause
again,
you're not supposed to be.
Oops, that guy doesn't belong.
No.
So the little thing poked out of the ground again to take a look around, and a dirty man on a motorcycle drove by. So obviously,
He doesn't
shit's
stand
about
out
to
at
go
all.
down. Yeah, because that's not something you see.
Or because you're not supposed to ride around on gas-powered.
Well, you're definitely not riding a motorcycle.
Vehicles.
That's definitely bad for you.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And now explosions.
Is this a scene where she...
Tears her dress, yeah.
And here come all the dirty people.
All the dirty people pouring out of the sewers. And all they want
Is food.
is food.
Well,
There's just like a barrel of shrimp in that car.
they're like in jugs.
Yeah. It looked like the big old, those big old Cheeto balls.
Yeah.
Like that you buy at
Yeah, the
Costco.
Cheeto ball.
But it was that Cheeto
cheese puff.
barrel
Yeah.
full of shrimp. You will regret this for the rest of your life, both seconds of it.
Well, he survived a lot longer than 2 seconds. So.
I mean, I think another reason I love this movie is those one-liners. Because they're so ridiculous and so bad and so wonderful.
Get him.
So there are
was-
about 400 dirty, sweaty men that came out of the ground, and the one person that chooses to attack John Spartan is this one chick.
Yeah.
She just jumps on his back and goes, "Meh, meh, meh," and all the men are like, "Oh, but I wanted shrimp."
Right. I didn't want to fight this guy. I just wanted food.
And John Spartan stops them with a canopy. That is it.
That is all.
And they got their barrel of shrimp, and
Except for these.
they're
20
disoriented
people.
by the canopy.
Who are you? Is that baby formula?
It's just Pepto-Bismol. Because you're eating a barrel of shrimp.
Well, you're eating
It's Taco Bell
a
vitamins.
barrel of fucking Taco Bell. So I think you're going to need a lot of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, no shit. The underground folks are known as scraps, and they live in sewers and abandoned tunnels. And it's just because they don't agree with society. But they're thugs.
Yep.
Thieves.
Obviously.
Criminals. And John Spartan is realizing that the society is more fucked up than he originally
Yep.
planned.
Not doing so hot. People are living in a what's the word I'm looking for? They're pretending like their world is better than it actually is. They're kind of
Well, they're the elite
they're
that are
not
comfortable with their...
hallucinating. They're brainwashed, if you will, into thinking that this is the best way to live.
Well, it's
kind of a
best
thing.
for them because they're
Yeah.
ignoring what it's doing to the rest of society.
Right.
Just like people do.
Yeah.
It's, as long as you're at the top and you don't have any problems, then yeah, it looks great from up here.
Hell yeah.
But it's easy to ignore the people who are living in sewers and just want to eat a barrel of shrimp.
Just want a barrel of shrimp
All
from
they
fucking
want is a
Taco
barrel
Bell.
of shrimp and some Taco Bell vitamins. That's all that they were looking for.
I think that's a fair thing for people to have.
Well, I agree. If anybody should have a barrel of shrimp if that's what they want. This is
Especially
still
from Taco
America,
Bell.
isn't it? I wonder what the rest of America looks like if this is how San Angeles is
Serious.
faring.
It's the progressive
Okay, they're driving by the
city.
airport again. They really love that prop in this movie. So Spartan is telling Lenina that who had a daughter, but they never look her up. And it's funny that they bring her up to never...
Yeah, to
use
never
her.
actually see her or anything.
Although, I also read that it's kind of... There's an alternate storyline in which he was reintroduced to his daughter. Or there were scenes that were filmed where he was reintroduced to his daughter, but they decided to cut it out.
It could feel a little unnecessary, I guess.
Yeah, but why bring her up at all?
Yeah,
they might as well
exactly.
just left it out.
What's the point of even? Yeah,
It's just one of those things
having
that, like, he says it, and you're like, oh, they obviously deleted that. Like,
Yeah.
they were going in that direction. They changed their mind. Now, Simon Phoenix is in Mel Brooks' office.
I love that he's Mel Brooks.
Yeah. And he has taken control of the computer in his office so that he can turn the lights on and off, and that was what we needed to see, apparently.
Well, he's just showing off how well he can control the computers.
And he's obviously really bored.
Yeah.
He's like, I got nothing else to do but
how long did he
this guy's room.
So, I mean, this guy went to dinner and everything. So he's been sitting there for
just
a few
for
hours, just hanging out in the dark?
No problem.
Until Mel Brooks showed back up?
Well, he went into the sewer, at least for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did go
he's
in the
wearing
sewer.
tires.
I forgot about that. Well, he went and got the underground people's clothes.
Yeah, he is dressed like them. That is true. And Mel Brooks is now reminding him of his job to kill Edgar Friendly, who is Dennis Leary, who is the head of the Resistance. And it just seems like unleashing this type of monster for that one purpose is a bit of overkill.
Well, especially giving him all of these extra abilities.
Yeah.
It's like,
give him the one directive and...
Yeah, exactly. Give him... he can't kill Mel Brooks, and he has to kill...
Yeah, an only Friendly.
Willem Dafoe.
Like, just get loose from the prison, go kill the guy, and instead of...
Because he just blew up a building with 20, 30 people inside of it. I think he could have managed to just kill one guy.
Yeah, and he's a sociopath, so you're not going to be able to just control him.
No.
But yada, yada, yada. They're just negotiating, I guess. Simon Phoenix wants... Yeah. He wants something for...
Murdering this guy.
For murdering Friendly.
Malibu?
He wants... Do you think Malibu still exists?
He wants the coastal cities.
After all, the big one... In 2010, which apparently folded the state in half, I don't believe there's Malibu anymore. Or many coastal city. Well, I guess we're technically in a coastal city, but my assumption is after an earthquake that size, that there's a good
Malibu
portion
and Santa Monica is probably not
underwater
around.
a little bit. Yeah,
yeah, they're probably because they're the most of the coastal cities in the state.
Yeah, that they've mentioned. Yeah,
yeah. Maybe he meant Malibu, Florida.
Maybe, but probably
not.
Probably not. Oh, so his stipulation to complete this is to unfreeze all of his evil buddies, or just all of the evil people.
Because that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, and how does Mel Brooks think that his society is going to stand up to having just all of the criminals unleashed upon
it? Can't even handle one guy.
Yeah. I mean, they do just go about their business after all of these things.
Yeah, everybody...
They're not at all concerned.
No, nobody's worried about this at all.
Nobody's hunting Simon Phoenix
Well,
anymore.
you're not allowed to. It's illegal.
Well, that's why they unfroze Spartan, though, so I'm assuming he should probably be out there at least looking.
Is this where it rips?
No, it was already ripped.
Oh.
You don't see anything. It's just...
Well, no, I didn't notice her...
Well, we were talking, but you could see there's part where she had her arms, like, tucked awkwardly, her elbows tucked against her sides.
I didn't notice that.
So now they've decided to have, quote-unquote, sex.
Intercourse.
Yes, because she's all hot and bothered after watching him fight. I was wondering if you'd like to have sex. He's like, oh, okay.
Like,
sure, why the fuck not?
Yeah?
With you? No.
No, over there.
Here? You're in my home, yes. That would be...
No, let's go somewhere else.
Right.
Let's go out in the street.
So she's very excited. She's hopping. That dress looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it
too.
Doesn't look like
and it's very boxy.
Yeah.
She's setting the mood with the lights. That would be such an odd way for someone to request sex.
I'd be okay with it.
Well, I know, but I was wondering if you would like to have sex.
You'd be like,
I would, but why do you have to say it like that?
Is this? Am I on candid camera? What's happening?
Right.
It is a very strange way to propose that.
She brings out this very shiny box with this headgear in it. Ew. And puts on his headgear and hands him a towel. Like, for a society that doesn't want to touch each other.
Yeah.
And sex is only literally a mental connection through a machine. To hand him a towel seems just like that would be so offensive
like,
to their sensibilities.
Right.
You're admitting that there are bodily fluids involved in arousal.
It's still...
And it doesn't seem like they'd be keen to that.
Yeah, like...
I mean...
They would have to burn the towel or something.
Yeah. Or be in separate separate rooms.
Yeah.
Because what if she were to open her eyes and then she's... Anyways... Now it's getting gross.
But just see him.
Just, yeah. It's just, like, that would freak her the fuck out. She would leave and never come back. They're not allowed to touch each other, but
Yeah.
he's allowed to fucking jerk off, like ejaculate all upon everywhere.
Well, he does have a towel, so he's not going everywhere.
Well, he's freaking the fuck out. He's not going to ejaculate anywhere.
And
This
we're gonna
is-
have a fucking seizure while watching them having sex.
I don't. Yeah.
You broke contact.
Yeah. Oh god. So the headgear that they're wearing, it's just essentially makes you have a seizure, and there's like flashes of like sexy body and flashes of face and flashes of tongue, but
Do it the old-fashioned way. Disgusting.
yeah, she's grossed out, but you handed him a towel.
Yeah.
You mean fluid transfer? Well, you gave me a towel, so you know there's fluids that are to be doing something with.
Well, I mean, you don't have to.
So they're basically
exchange
saying
bodily
that the way that
fluids.
they fixed society was taking sex out of the equation.
Yeah.
That would never be a solution.
No.
It would never work.
No. You would not have a peaceful society.
No, and nobody would
if
agree
real
to it.
sex
There's no
was,
way.
No. Nobody would. There's not a single person on this planet that would
because-
not agree to that. That would agree to that.
Yeah. So now they're talking about procreation, screening, and purifying fluids. Oy vey. Making sex sound like no wonder nobody wants to have sex if that's how you talk about it. He's trying to kiss her. She's
Nope.
outie.
She does not want to kiss him.
She does not at all.
My
I wish you
domicile.
to leave my domicile now. And he's like, all right, I'm going to take my towel upstairs
should-
then, bitch.
He should have done a hand grabbing thing right there too.
Grabbed his cock.
Well, I was
Wow.
thinking more of her.
Oh.
I mean, the cock thing works too, but
I don't even know why I said cock. I do not know the last time I said that word.
well, now it's
Today.
January 20th,
Yep,
2018.
it's sure January 20th.
23rd.
It's July.
July.
I don't even know what month it is.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're having a party over
We don't
here on
know-
the
yeah.
shit show.
Yeah, we are. We fucked up.
I have no idea where I am.
Well, it was because we
Who
couldn't
are
figure
you?
out what time and day this
See,
movie was taking place
this
in.
is the dangers of taking away sex.
I see, yes.
It ruins everything.
You see all the things that people like tweet, like day 87 without sex.
Yeah.
I've lost hearing in my right eye.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, exactly.
that's pretty much what
Preach
starts happening.
on, seriously.
So
There's a lot more wandering around than I remember in this movie.
he's trying to figure out the future.
Where did he get this? Who gave him this disc? He was about to
Somebody
watch?
handed it to him.
Who?
I don't remember.
So he's watching a tiny DVD, which they were calling laser discs earlier.
I guess
And
DVD
it's-
wasn't really a big thing then, huh? Even though
1996.
there were definitely DVDs though.
Yeah.
They weren't. They were on the. You had to be rich to have them. Kind of. Oh, she was naked.
Well, finally, we got a boob.
He's like, what
Somebody
the fuck just
called him on
happened?
his phone, and she was naked. So apparently, people are
Yeah.
boning.
People are still doing sex without a lab.
Yeah. Simon Phoenix is about to discover that his rehabilitation program was knitting. And he's wrapping some yarn around his arm while he watches the Laserdisc of Mel Brooks meeting up with Simon Phoenix. So he's going to uncover their plot.
He's going to discover
That Simon Phoenix is working for
Mel Brooks
Mel Brooks.
and cannot kill him.
It's the next morning. John Spartan has walked downstairs with a sweater that he knit for Lenina to apologize.
She seems very confused by it too.
Well, some dude just randomly hands you a sweater. It's
It's
like,
like after he just ran out about being mad
that
about
he
having
knit
sex.
in one night.
Yeah.
Like, he took all that sexual frustration,
Yeah, instead
the
of
sexual frustration of 40 years, and made that fucking sweater in one night. In just a handful of hours.
That sounds like something that would actually happen. Actually,
Yeah. Oh, and she's sniffing it?
that's weird.
She's so into him after being so mad at him the night before. For wanting to do nothing more than what he asked.
Yeah,
She asked. He's upset that he knows how to weave and knit.
I'd be a little upset too.
I mean,
If I was the kind of person he was before I went into the little freezy tube thing, And then I come out and I can knit.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to knit. You just
No.
now you know how.
But that's
well, he's not happy about it.
I
so
wouldn't
it's okay.
be happy about
See,
it.
I come out of a cryo prison now. I'm Betsy fucking Ross. It's good that there's none of those curse word machines in the cars.
Yeah, I would think that there would be. I'd be living in my car if that were the case.
Yeah, honestly, you think that there'd just be one like attached to your person,
sitting in my car, just fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck shit.
So finally, we've decided to go back to hunting the bad guy. Now that they've not had sex and he's knit a sweater.
We had to pretend to have sexy time, but instead, all we got was a seizure and disappointment.
And a sweater.
And a sweater.
Forgetting about the sweater.
Seizure, disappointment, and a sweater.
All right, that's going to be the tagline for this movie. Can we remember that?
So they're finally looking up Phoenix's program that was put into him to rehabilitate him, and he got all these different abilities, and he became a genius. Essentially, he became he could hack into computers. He's good at kung fu.
Yeah, he was given different languages.
Yeah, he's ultra intelligent and all
so
kinds
it's how
of fun stuff.
that's how the whole sweater thing was how they figured out that Simon Phoenix had all that additional information.
Right, because he's
like, well, how come I know how to knit? Well, it's part of your program. Oh, let's look at Simon Phoenix's program. So they went to confront Mel Brooks, and he's only talking to them through a computer screen.
And Bob is just hanging out in the background.
Yep.
Without his purse.
No. I still really would have liked to see what that purse was all about, just because it was such a big, obvious prop.
Right, it was
and
up
it
in your
served
face.
no purpose. It didn't have to be there. Nothing came of it.
Oh, and he's got a gun.
What just happened?
Somehow Spartan was able to find him
Immediately?
without him realizing
Was
that
he just down the hall?
without him realizing he walked away from the screen.
And he was just in the next room? He's like,
The
I'm
fuck,
going to
man?
hide out. I won't meet up with John Spartan. I'm going to go to my office, which is right next door.
it's in
He'll
the,
never
it's in
find
the
me.
same room, just behind the other door.
Right? All he had to do was turn his head, and there I was.
He just had to look to his left.
It really is. Look, the computer screens are right
It is,
behind
and
him.
Bob is right there.
Yes.
It's
that
literally the
glass
next
wall.
room.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
That makes no sense.
That was the stupidest fucking thing ever. What
you
was
could
the
look
point?
through the glass and see that he was sitting right there.
That...
Be
fucked.
fucked. I want to say that to somebody.
Well, I always want to say be well, because that's what they... Oops. Bob fainted.
I want to say be fucked to somebody. How are you doing? Be fucked.
Be fucked. Spartan has a flashlight that is...
Is that a flashlight?
I think so.
Looks like a flashlight, huh? Why is it so
I
big?
think they're going into the...
It's a large flashlight for the future.
I think they're going into the sewers.
I think they could have made a smaller flashlight for the future.
Well...
They have they have little shocky sticks that can just knock people out with no side effects.
I suppose
as
they could
far
have
as I'm
done
concerned, but
that. It's really shiny, though.
they could.
It's
It
very
is very
future-y.
shiny. I mean, yeah.
So they're going to the wasteland to try to
Because
find Phoenix.
They think Phoenix is in the wasteland.
Maybe
Okay.
because it's a place he could hide. I mean, he is wearing their clothes now, so he blends in.
Down there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he's
Um,
hiding down there.
Is he friendly to all the people down there?
I don't remember him down there at all.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen him down there right now, but
No, I'm just saying in the 1,100 other times that I've seen this movie, I don't remember Simon. But to be fair, this is about the time in the movie where I haven't seen it in a really long time because I don't usually make it this far.
kind of give up on it.
Well, it's usually a movie that I'll put on like
Yeah,
when I'm falling asleep or something like that.
yeah, and this is the part
And
that
I
you
fall
kinda,
asleep before here.
This is
so
kind of where
I
you
just
give
never
up on it.
Yeah, or I'll catch it on TV and watch
Yeah.
like 15 minutes, but I haven't seen. I mean, I remember this, at least part of this, because I remember he gets the rat burger from the woman with.
I guess that's better than Taco Bell.
Not the fancy Taco Bell they were
No,
at,
not the
maybe.
fancy Taco
Not
Bell.
a barrel of shrimp better.
That's true.
And that is. That flashlight is very distracting.
It
because
doesn't do anything.
It's very
It's like-
light down there.
It's just a blue light. It's a black light is all it is.
So they're just wandering around in the wasteland, which is the sewer, the underground where rebels live. And they get to drink and smoke and be very dirty.
And have sex. And curse.
And it stinks, apparently. Because they're saying it smells bad, but Spartan smells burgers.
So he doesn't smell anything bad.
A rat burger from the gypsy woman.
With unibrow.
With the unibrow. I knew that there was some hair thing happening. I couldn't remember if she had like a long hair on her chin, but it's the unibrow.
I'll accept the unibrow over a long hair on the chin.
Yeah, well, I was trying to remember, was it a hairy mole or was it a unibrow? So I didn't say anything until I saw her.
It's a fancy watch. How come he got a fancy watch?
I don't know, but Spartan's having a beer and a rat burger.
He started saying how great it tastes before he even put it in his mouth.
In his mouth.
Oh, she's not even speaking English either.
No.
We don't even get a subtitle to tell us what language she is speaking. I assume it was Spanish, but...
Right.
Because she said... Yeah, if I were him, I'd be like, fuck it.
I mean, if it tastes good, then...
If you're eating a burger that you think tastes like a cow, and it's like...
Yeah, okay, I mean, it looked like a burger. Man. It held together like a burger.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. I'm eating a goddamn rat burger.
It's better than 3 seashells to wipe my ass. I'll tell you that.
I might be shitting out 3 seashells at this point, but...
Oh. Something really went wrong there. You're using the seashells all wrong.
Oh, you're not supposed to eat them?
You're not supposed to swallow them when you're done with them?
After you finish it?
You're like, I don't know where to put this. I'll just swallow it.
I'll just swallow my shit.
I can't. I don't want to put them back on the shelf. That doesn't seem sanitary.
Try saying that 3 times.
Shit seashells?
Shit. Yeah.
Shit seashells, shit seashells, shit seashells. Shit seashells. And there's a very fancy, what kind of car? 1970 Oldsmobile 442. Oh, she knows all about this.
I don't believe it has bucket seats.
Well, Lenina says it does.
I would like to see these seats in this car because I don't believe that it came stock with bucket seats.
I can't speak to that.
I assume I'm not wrong, but I mean, you know.
Let's just say you're right.
I could be wrong. He's got a sawed-off. I don't think sawed-off shotguns.
That's the tiniest sawed-off shotgun I've ever seen. It's got a 2-inch barrel on it.
Not a whole lot of range on that gun.
So they finally encountered Dennis Leary, aka Friendly, who is the leader of the resistance in the wasteland.
No.
So Spartan is learning from Friendly why Friendly's down underground living this way. Because he wants to eat bacon and butter. Bacon? Bacon and butter and cheese and smoke a cigar the size of Cincinnati. That's a bit excessive.
That might be a little too big.
I want to run through the streets naked, reading Playboy magazine because I might need to.
What?
I don't know a scenario in which you need to do such a thing, but you can drink a banana broccoli shake and... Oh. He just doesn't like the way society's being run, essentially, to boil it down.
Basically, just not enough choices to do what you feel you want to do.
Be whatever you want to be.
Exactly.
Whatever you want to do. And if I want to smoke a cigar the size of Cincinnati, then fuck you.
Fucking A, I'm going to smoke that goddamn cigar.
I'm going to do it. So Cocteau is Mel Gibson.
Cockatoo?
Cockatoo.
Cocteau?
I think it's Cocteau.
Cockatoo?
Is Mel Brooks.
Cockatoo?
And I almost said Mel Gibson.
Oh, there's
there he is.
There's Phoenix.
It's 2032.
Okay, so he's hanging down below.
I'm really glad that they keep telling us because I keep forgetting. 2032. And Simon Phoenix has encountered a group of the...
Gamblers?
No, what are they called? Scrappers?
Scraps?
Scraps?
Yeah.
Yeah, the scraps that he's persuading to be on his side, even though they all live... Assuming they live underground because they believe in the philosophy of... Well, I guess that's not necessarily true.
They just don't want to live above ground.
They just don't want to live above.
They don't like what the
above ground is doing. Have been rejected
from
from society because
because they like doing what they like to do.
Right.
Which is gambling, drinking, and smoking.
And eating
and
pretzels.
Having sex. And eating pretzels.
Because there's pretzels all over that table.
Well, salt is illegal.
That is true. They're probably rat pretzels. But who cares?
I wonder where they could get pretzels if something like that would be illegal. I mean,
I don't know. If they're stealing barrels of shrimp.
Yeah. But who's making salt?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, a world would be horrible without salt.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Food would be bad.
That would be enough for me to be a part of the rebels. I mean,
Yeah,
fuck,
food
man.
would be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have salt. Shit, man.
Simon Phoenix has discovered that Spartan is underground talking to Friendly. And I don't know why Phoenix needed to rally the troops when right now all he has to do is take a
right
headshot.
at this moment, yeah. Oh, yeah, when
I
he's
mean,
not
he
paying
did
attention.
it, but he missed.
Really badly.
But it's not like Friendly was hiding or realizing his life was in danger.
No,
he could have killed him at any
could
point
have
leading up to this moment.
probably just walked up right next to him and shot him instead of...
at any moment.
Mhm.
But instead, they missed them completely.
If he was really as smart as he was, he probably would have climbed down and just stabbed him in the face when he wasn't looking.
Yeah, again, there's not a lot of efficiency.
No.
Because now they're just shooting, and they're not hitting anything.
No, they're not even shooting at him. They're just
having
shooting.
a gay old time, but it's not effective at all.
That guy was shooting his shotgun around like it was a machine gun.
Yeah.
You see, he was waving it around like he was spraying down.
Was he a heavier fellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw his face earlier. He didn't look like he knew what he was doing at all.
Oh.
Okay, so did you see that chick that he was just protecting?
No.
That dark-haired girl that he was huddled with?
No.
Oh, he was just huddled with her for like the whole shooting scene.
Okay.
So, in other versions of the story, that was supposed to be his daughter
Oh.
that he
okay.
encounters underground.
Well,
Because she shows up at the end, and we'll have to look for her.
if we remember.
Standing next to him, yeah. Yeah, standing next to him at the end, so we'll have to look again. But
So that's supposed to be his daughter.
yeah, in other versions,
Gotcha. Yeah.
that was his daughter, but they again didn't
Yeah.
fulfill that. So
So she just became a
just some random chick
just
he
a
was
random
protecting.
person.
Which I don't know how long this movie is, so maybe they cut it for like time
They might have.
because
Could have turned it into like a 3-hour movie.
honestly, because this movie doesn't seem like it needed to be much more than an hour and a half long, but we're already well past an hour and a
Yeah.
half. Well, not well past, but several minutes past. And we haven't hit the climax yet. We're getting close, but Simon Phoenix has stolen a San Angeles Police Department conveyance.
What?
Did you like how I remember to call it a conveyance? What
Good
the
job.
Christ?
We'll see. He plowed through the museum.
So they're in the, what was it, a Chevy?
Oldsmobile.
Oldsmobile, that's right.
Same difference.
And it was in a an elevator
That just shot
that
through a
shot
museum.
up through an. I think there was an Oldsmobile dealership. Actually, I think
It might
that's
have
what it
been,
said on
huh?
the wall. So now Simon.
Oh my God.
Oops, dear heavens!
I like how cars just catch random air
Yes,
in these kinds of movies.
you got to. Simon Phoenix is in a police car. Spartan and Huxley are in the old car that was underground. For whatever reason, I don't. And they managed to come out exactly in time to follow him.
Yeah, to be able to chase
and
him
know
down.
that was him in the police car.
Yeah.
So he's leaned behind him, shooting at them.
I don't see any bucket seats.
I knew you were waiting for that.
I am. I'm waiting for a really good shot to be able to really know that there's no bucket seats.
You have to tell it to do that?
Serious.
Shouldn't it know that
I
if
think,
your tire
I
is
think
flat,
it should
you're going
just
to auto-inflate?
fucking do it on its own.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, my tire's flat. You know what? I don't want you to
Yeah,
inflate
please
the
don't
tire.
fix that.
Don't
Let's
auto,
ride around on the rims for a while and
Don't
see what
auto-inflate.
happens.
Yeah, those are not bucket seats at all.
All right, so Spartan's on top of the car.
Why did he
Huxley's
think that
driving
was
the
a good
car.
idea? Let me stop driving and climb on top
Well,
of
and
the car.
she is unaccustomed to driving an old car.
Yeah.
So she's not driving well. He told her to punch it. She has no idea what that means. But I feel like that's what she was already doing.
I think that's what you should already be doing.
Yeah. Spartan has leapt from one car to the other.
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to shoot through the...
Roof. Miss?
This car. Why does he have to give the commands that he gives? Open doors.
Well, he has to say emergency.
Emergency open doors.
Because he's driving. If he just says open doors, the car
I
will be
feel
like,
like
The
even,
car's driving. You
I
can't open the doors.
I feel like with the safety things that we even have in place right now,
Nope.
Even if you said emergency doors open, it's going to be like, no.
No,
You're driving
you're-
65 miles an hour. I'm not opening
not
the doors.
going to open the doors.
There is no emergency in which you need me to open these doors.
And that door came off of the car very easily.
Yeah, that car is not very sturdy.
It didn't take a whole lot of effort to rip the door off of that car. Cold as Haagen-Dazs.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Anything's only as cold as what it's refrigerated in.
Right.
Haagen-Dazs is not just naturally frozen. Oh, the one-liners. Oh,
Honestly,
shit.
cold as Haagen-Dazs.
You are probably dead.
For sure. But they don't... For as fast as they should be traveling, they don't seem to be traveling all that fast.
No, he's probably only going like 10 miles an hour.
And another thing, in any movie where there's a car chase scene, it always kills me that there's all the other cars on the highway driving normally.
Yeah.
They might swerve around the bodies that are
Right,
flying out of the cars.
or they'll like maybe like swerve and like avoid a crash, but not actually hit each other.
Yeah, and then they just get back on the highway and drive along like nothing happened. It's like, did you just see that?
Maybe you should stop.
Maybe you should at least
get off the road or slow
down
or not be a part of this.
Yeah.
So that was the scene that I was looking for, where the whole
With the
car.
foam.
Yeah. So Sylvester Stallone threw Phoenix out of the car and crashed through a sign. Lost control. Crashed through a sign, and the car filled with foam as a futuristic
protective measure.
airbag.
Yeah.
Which
seems okay, except for the fact that you would have
exactly.
inhaled all of that foam and died.
At first, it seems like a good idea until you realize that you have to be encased in it.
And you can't breathe.
Yeah.
But it looked like it gave him enough room to breathe.
Yeah. It looks like it kind of, yeah.
That would still be horrifying.
Yeah, he still doesn't look like he's doing so good
Yeah,
either
I guess
because
better
of it.
than being dead, though.
He's not dead and he's not injured.
Mm-hmm. His shirt's torn.
Yeah.
And he's got shit in his hair.
Well, I mean...
He says, I can fix it later. All I need is a needle and thread. Because I am a seamstress now.
Is all he can do is knit, though?
That might be... Well, I mean,
Or is he a seamstress?
Well, he said he was a seamstress.
Okay, so he could do any
It
form
seems
of
like...
sewing
Yeah.
that is necessary.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's a little bit more of a useful thing than just being able to knit.
I guess so.
You could make clothes.
He could. Well, he made a beautiful sweater.
You could make a shower curtain.
Why that specifically? Wait, look, Benjamin Bratt, one of the cops, is dressed like all the scraps. He's adopted their lifestyle.
Yeah. He likes the free thinking lifestyle.
Simon Phoenix fell out of the car, but we don't know where he's at. He bounced down the highway, but I'm sure he's fine.
I haven't seen Jack Black, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's like a very small, like...
I'm sure it is.
He was probably in that shootout scene somewhere or something like that. Because I knew that he was in this movie, but I don't know that I've ever seen him.
Right. He just kind of pops in and out real fast.
Huxley told her boss to take this job and shovel it.
Definitely not bucket seats.
No, definitely not.
I'm not going to let go of that one either.
Apparently. You were right. And they're out of here. And the city's being overrun by the people. And Mel Brooks.
Did you already forget his name?
Cousteau or something like that?
Constantine?
No. That I know is not the case.
I like Constantine.
The Wesley Snipes' decision to put his leg up on the table like that, I feel like in his head went much better than action. Because he kicked his leg up and realized that his knee was all the way up to his chin.
He's like,
he
oh,
looked
shit.
uncomfortable, but he'd already committed. So he's like, all right, I'm going with it.
He's like, this is what I'm doing.
I thought I was going to look like a badass. I kind of look ridiculous, and I think I pulled my groin.
I really hurt myself
I'm committed.
right now. I hurt
And
all
Mel
of the
Brooks
muscles in my leg.
Dead.
Yeah, this Mel Brooks didn't consider that whole thing,
Nope.
did he?
Because Simon Phoenix couldn't kill him himself, but he could sure tell someone to do
He's
it.
like, okay, well, fine. I'll just have somebody else fucking kill you.
Oh, and they're just going to straight throw him into the fireplace,
Yeah.
too. Why?
Well,
Oh, God.
leg in the air and
That's
everything.
a little brutal.
Bob's considering his options right now.
Oh, well, Bob's a master manipulator. You can tell.
Bob knows how to survive. He's a
Yeah,
survivor, is
for
what he
sure.
is. He's not a manipulator. He just knows how to survive. He knows the right things to say in order to not die.
Right, right.
He can't control anybody, but he can be a good lackey
Yeah.
with his purse.
God damn it, I still wish that they'd showed us what the point of that perp Good God. Purse. And there are just people falling from the ceilings here. Spartan and Huxley are in the... I don't fucking know. Some building.
A place.
The building where the main guy's office is.
Oh, she's kicking ass.
She is kicking ass.
All of a sudden.
She's got some mad karate skills going on.
Where did she learn that from?
From watching the movies. She just kicked that guy's balls into his throat, I do believe.
I think the ball kick was probably enough.
Yeah, the third
I mean, if
one
I were
was...
her, I still would have kicked him in the face as well, but she just
picked up a gun and shot a guy that was going to stab Spartan.
She murdered, death, killed him.
That man has died by my hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, more like it was him or me, technically.
Oh, see? She learned how to kick from Jackie Chan movies, which is a throwback to the fact that they wanted Jackie Chan to be Simon Phoenix.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I'm glad.
Cockatoo.
Raymond Cocteau.
Cockatee.
No, I think it's Cocteau.
Cocta.
John Spartan.
Is this the climax?
I think we're getting there. This is, I think, why I never make it to this part of the movie.
Because it kind of fizzles out at this point.
It really does. There's a lot of unnecessary happenings. Especially because ultimately it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know how this fucking movie ends. God damn it. Duh. So they're gonna unfreeze all of the criminals, right? That was Phoenix's whole thing.
His henchmen and stuff.
She just went into the room and saw on the computer screens. Oh,
what happened?
He just knocked her the fuck out.
Why?
To protect her.
Oh.
So, Jesus Christ,
okay.
Man. I'm just giving you a little brain damage. You'll be totally fine when you wake up.
It's fine.
It's
the future.
Phoenix is in the cryogenic lab unfreezing all of the criminals.
Brain damage doesn't happen in the future.
God, we hope not. And Spartan just knocked Lenina the fuck out with the little zappy halo mabob. You all right there, Harvey? Goes down the other tube.
I like drinking my beer in my lungs.
Yeah, well, it gets into your system faster that way.
If you didn't know, if you inhale liquid, it actually gets into your system a lot quicker.
Right, and it makes you drunker faster.
Yeah, much faster.
And it's a much stronger buzz.
Oh, immensely.
Immensely. Now you're hammered.
No, you're a hammer.
I didn't breathe any of my beer tonight, so...
You should try it sometime. It's so much fun.
It really, I'm jealous of how much fun it looked like.
I was having a lot of fun despite my red face and
your inability
bleeding
to
eyes.
Breathe.
Yeah, my inability to breathe.
So I read earlier that the body count in this movie was 75.
Seems about right.
More people have died than that.
Well, you count 20, 30 in the building.
No, they don't count those.
Oh, they don't count those?
Because you didn't see,
Oh, actual people being shot and murdered and killed.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what the body count is. They probably count these dudes that are laying on the ground. Probably anybody that is killed on screen or you see dead
that's on screen dead.
That is the least... They always do that in action movies, and it seems like the least effective way of shooting someone.
I don't...
Just diving through the air and shooting?
Yeah.
Your odds are not great. Well, that's probably why nobody ever actually shoots anybody else.
Or holds a gun sideways.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's not really effective.
And also, I am grateful that they always have unlimited ammunition.
Well, he just reloaded.
Well, I know, but I mean, where is he carrying all these extra clips?
In his purse.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Bob was carrying his purse for.
It's got ammo in it.
I wish that I still got to see what was inside of it. Currently,
I don't think we
Spartan
ever saw what was inside of it.
Is trapped in one of the little crane arm thingies that they use to move the cryogenic ice cubes about. That's what I'm going to call them, ice cubes.
They're ice cylinders, but yeah. I think he would have been crushed a long time ago.
Or he could just crush him and get it over with.
Nah, he's got to fuck with him. He's a crazy bad guy. You can't kill him that easy. That's too easy.
So Spartan is trapped in the little arm. Phoenix is just shooting at him and cracking jokes.
And laughing at him.
Because he has nothing better to do with his time. If he was more efficient with his time, his plans would have gone so much better.
If he was just a little better,
if he'd cut out 3 one-liners, I bet you he could have all of his friends unfrosted by this point. And if he spent less time, reprogramming that dude's office and changing outfits.
He just hung out inside the guy's office for a day.
Yeah, and then he hung out underground for a couple of days and built his little group, which really didn't do him any good other than killing Cockatoo. Or Toe, really or whatever the fuck his name is. Cockatoo.
Mel Brooks.
So in the struggle, the little tubes which hold the cryogenic shit have become loose, so everything is getting frozen.
Yeah, so he froze the arm, and then he was able to punch the arm, and it broke, and he got free. Spartan, that is.
Yeah, so everything is...
He's laying on top of a naked person.
Yeah. These people that are frozen are fucked, because this facility is going down. Whoa, he's got like a lightsaber looking thing.
Where did he get that thing?
Where
did the fuck did that one come from?
Jesus, that's quite the weapon, though. Is that the thing he was using before?
I don't
The accelerator...
think so.
Magnetic accelerator? Oh my god. So Phoenix's plan to kill...
This is one kind of a fight, man.
I know. To kill Spartan is to just shoot everything in the room other than Spartan.
Ooh.
And the unfreezing process is entering its final stage. But this room is fucked.
It's like cold in
so
here. Is
fucked.
it just me? What the fuck does that even mean?
I think he said that to him at the beginning before he blew up the building.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, when he was standing in the gasoline.
He
said, "Is it cold in here? Is it just me?" Which, that was a lousy time to use that line to only 2 seconds later start getting your ass kicked. And yes, sir, it is cold in here. All the cryogenic shit is all about.
Yeah, there's liquid nitrogen being blown everywhere.
Yeah, which seems unsafe, to say the least.
I think somebody would be hurt at this point. Who?
Oh, and there's just a naked guy in a...
Yeah, there's a bunch of just frozen people laying around in their little cylinder things.
I mean, hopefully they're safe at the end of this, but it's not looking good for this facility.
No, I don't... Well, I'm not really upset if any of these people actually survive, because
you don't know what they did
I would assume that most of them are hardened criminals.
They put John Spartan in prison for 70 years for trying to help. Who knows who else they've locked up for no good reason.
Good point.
Oh, I just saw ballsack.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't see it.
Well, the way that guy's legs were spread was quite... Boy. And the poses that these poor prisoners are in are just straight agony.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
They're very not excited about this.
All right. So Spartan has the freezy stick that they use to seal up the liquid. And guess who's standing in a puddle of it?
Spartan?
None other than Phoenix.
What?
And now Spartan has jumped up on the arm that's still swinging around. Phoenix is freezing. Spartan's coming around the bend, and he's going to do a...
He's going to
one-liner heads up.
And kicks his head off of his body.
Kicks his head off of his body, and his head bounces once. Not twice. Explosion. No more Simon Phoenix. His head just done exploded.
Yep. So I guess he did his job, yeah?
Yep. And he destroyed
He did exactly what they unfroze him to do.
Well, and he's still very much Demolition Man.
Yeah? Blowing up shit?
This music sounds a lot like the final music in Batman Forever.
It does a lot.
It's just reminding me of that for some reason. It's a good thing that Spartan is excellent at outrunning explosions, because he's needed that skill a lot in his life.
Didn't you know that it doesn't... All you just have to do is just run really fast, and you can outrun basically any explosion?
Boy, I mean, I do know that. I'm just glad that he's got that skill. Because I don't know if I'd be fast enough to outrun all these explosions.
You don't have to be. You just have to make a weird face, run in slow motion, and you're good.
I don't know. So, this is all good and happy, right? Because society is getting to return to what it once was, but pretty much that means that if they were to make a sequel, it would just be the opening scene all over again, because that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, right.
Absolute chaos. Everything's on fire. Everybody's dead.
Yeah, there would be no, like...
It would be right back where we started from. See, that chick right there that's behind Friendly, I think is supposed to be John Spartan's daughter.
Oh, okay.
The one with the frizzy hair.
Yeah.
Because that was who he was protecting in the tunnel.
Gotcha.
And now she's gone. She just disappeared.
Just frizzy hair's gone.
Yeah.
Bye, Frizzy.
I guess there was also a storyline where they were going to have Huxley be his daughter, but that would have
made things a bit awkward.
It would have made things a bit different, I think.
Such as this scene.
And now they're exchanging bodily fluids.
What? With their mouths.
Yes.
They didn't just have sex.
He didn't have a towel.
No.
Are all fluid transfer activities like this one? Oh my. I don't think I'm going to like it. You know what my first request would be? Toilet paper.
Yeah.
Because I am not having sex with you until I know that you've at least sat down and there was some toilet paper one time.
I'll take a leaf.
I mean, a leaf would be less painful. I don't know if it would be any more efficient.
I think it would be more efficient than a clam.
Just the whole clam.
I mean, even half of the clam.
Well, it's a shell. It's a seashell. They never really specify which sort of shell it is. It could be a conch shell.
Oh.
You shove it in there and twirl it.
I don't think there's much chopstick action happening with a conch shell.
Oh, yeah. We never saw Jesse Ventura either. Well, he could have been any one of those.
He could have been any of those. He's probably one of those thugs that were running around. Maybe he was the guy who shot Conte, Mel Brooks.
Now I can't remember what his name is. I think it was Cousteau. All right, Harvey. What is your shit rating for this one?
Oh, boy. I'm going to give it a 7.5 shits.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it a million times, so I wasn't surprised by anything. So yeah, I'll go with 7.5. I'm comfortable with that also. It's been a long time since I've seen it all the way through. So there was a couple times where I was like, well, I need to watch this because I forgot what happened.
It got a lot slower than I remember.
It did get a lot slower than I remember too, yeah. It definitely didn't need to be as long as it is.
No, and it's not exactly the longest movie either.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It could have been 15 minutes shorter and they wouldn't have lost anything at all in the process.
No, not really. So this has been the June and Harvey Shit Show.
I'm June.
And I'm Harvey.
And thank you so much for listening. This is episode
10.
No.
12.
13.
17.
Where is it? Yeah.
Okay.
I might have just had a stroke. It's possible.
I think you did have a stroke.
Since you're listening to us, that means you found us. So I don't need to tell you that we are on Spotify, iTunes, and what's the other one? Podbean. But if you're on any of those things, follow us, leave us a review, give us 5 stars or 1 star.
Or no stars.
Or no stars. Just give us something. Come and see us over on Instagram at June_Harvey. That's June_HARVY.
And please be kind and rewind.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.